You getting high already? It's just 2 o'clock.
It's that late?
You know, you smoke too much of that shit. That shit's gonna rob you of your ambition.
Not if your ambition is to get high and watch TV.
That was a movie clip from the movie Jackie Brown, a 1997 American crime film written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. Melanie, the blonde girl, she likes to get high and she doesn't care about anything at all other than the TV show she's watching and the marijuana that she's smoking. Ordell, the black guy, he tells Melanie that too much weed will rob her of her ambition. To which Melanie replies that her ambition is to get high and to watch TV. So I decided to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about ambition. I remember when I was a little kid, let's say about 10 years old, that I used to play with my friends, and all of us aspired to be something when we grew up. We were all excited about the future and we were full of ambitions. Another occasion that I remember, I went as a photographer one time to a high school, and the teacher was asking students what they wanted to do when they got out of school. And many students wanted to have different professional careers, lawyers, doctors, whatever. Some of them wanted to be business owners or artists or athletes. But a surprising few of them said that they wanted to be union workers because union workers represented a good salary and maybe good working conditions. And I was struck in a world where these little kids can aspire to be anything in the world. Why would they aspire to be a union worker? I assume it's because maybe their parents were union workers and they were constantly talking up the advantages of being on an union. But there are so many other things that a little kid, 16 years old, could aspire of being, and they have the time, the wrong way to do whatever they want. So I think that in general, we are influenced by our environment. If most of the adults around us are go-getters, maybe we too we would like to be go-getters. If my uncle is a doctor and my aunt is a attorney and the other uncle is a business owner and my cousin is an athlete, well, surrounded by all this positive energy, maybe I would want to be something significant as well. On the other hand, if most of my friends and the people around me are smoking weed, drinking beer, watching all these series of in Netflix, whatever, and that's all they talk about, and they're not making any effort to improve themselves, and they are eating all this junk food or whatever, maybe that's the kind of person that I would want to be as well. I want to be like my cousin Bob, who weighs 300 pounds, but he knows all the TV series and all this, and he drinks Bud Light or whatever they drink. So the surrounder, the environment where we grow up has a big influence in our life. Now, it is my personal belief that to have some ambition is better than not to have any. Okay, so with that mindset, I like to talk about some tips that I like to suggest in order to create some ambition in your life. Number one, if you are surrounded by people who lack motivation, who are always eating junk food, drinking beer, doing drugs, watching TVs, and just doing nothing with their life, well, try to build some distance between those people and yourself. And number two, or try to get closer to people who have some ambition, who are planning to be something in their life, who are struggling to get a better job, who are struggling to get a better education, who are trying to eat healthy, who are, keeping up in shape. Try to get closer to those people. So that, just by changing your environment, that will change your attitude. And number three, let's say you are in a faraway town and you have no choice but to be surrounded by the people that you're surrounded, then you have a choice on the kind of media that you consume. So try to read books that motivate you, all these beautiful biographies, or all these business plans, so on and so forth. Try to listen to podcasts that inspire you, that motivate you to do something. Try to watch films. There are many films that in fact they motivate you and help you aspire for something else. So the media that you consume have a big influence on your life. I listen to podcasts, motivation podcasts every day, business podcasts, so on and so forth. I read books. Well, lately I'm reading a little bit less, but I read books, I watch videos, and I try to surround myself with people who have a positive outlook on life. So that's it. Thank you so much, and until next time.